Hi guys, my name is Björn.
And my name is Katja, and together with our Irish wolfhound Balthazar, we live and travel in Balthazar, our Mercedes 508D from 1984.
When we bought the bus, it was very pink and rusty, so we decided to fix it up. And I think the exterior, the roof rack and the interior, it all took us about 6 months to complete.
We are shooting this van tour at a very beautiful location called Näsholmen, which is situated on an island called Gotland in Sweden.
So without further ado, let's begin.
Björn will give you a tour of Balthazar,
And Katja will be shooting everything, all the beautiful shots and angles of our van. Let's begin in the front. In the top we have our shelf that we made. It was a way smaller one from the beginning, couldn't fit much in there, so we made it a little bit bigger since we don't stand up here in the front so often anyway. We also fitted our speakers in it because we changed the stereo for a more modern one because we don't use cassette tapes anymore. And we insulated the engine compartment and also parts of the floor and everything behind the dashboard. We also put the swivel seat on this chair, so you can rotate it now, which is nice because we can use the seats when we're here. The goal is to make a little sitting area in the front, and it also opens up the space. It's mounted on top of our safe, which we welded to the frame of the van, so it's very secure. We're also going to put a swivel seat under the driver's seat. We also made these double layered curtains to keep the heat in to the living area when we're in extreme temperatures. We insulated the bus very well, so we can handle a lot of minus degrees without it getting too cold in here. We've been to I think minus 25 degrees Celsius when we were north of the Arctic Circle, but it was fine. We have a diesel heater and we closed everything off and there was no issue, except the engine is an old diesel engine, so it was a little bit hard starting it because it was too cold, but luckily we managed. Right behind the driver's seat we have some hooks for our backpacks, which we use more or less every day. It's for our camera gear and also when we go hiking and stuff like that. We also put up some shelves here for random stuff, Balthazar treats and other stuff we use every day. And we originally wanted to have like a tiny room here for the shower and the toilet, but now it's Balthazar's place. So we solved it like this. We usually have a portable toilet, a porta-potta, underneath his food bowl here. But we're rebuilding a little bit, so we're gonna make a seat that covers it so you don't see it all the time. You just see a nice seat with the panels and stuff. And then we have Balthazar's bed, and underneath his bed we have a hatch to our shower. And underneath here is a shower tray with curtains and everything in it. So you just open it, you lock it on the wall there, and then you can take the shower curtains and you hang it around on these hooks here. And then you get a shower that is 80 by 80, which is really nice. So we don't really need a room because now we just take away his bed, and when we're done showering he can have his bed here. He has all the space he needs. We also have a shower nozzle that we connect to the kitchen tap to shower, and even though there's not a shower room as we planned from the beginning, we're still pretty happy with it. Moving on to the kitchen area. In the kitchen we have a Dometic combo with 2 burners and a sink. We also have a tap with running water, 12-volt fridge, really nice. And then we have a big coffee maker because we love our coffee, it's very important, otherwise we can't get up in the morning. We also have this fan, which we use for general ventilation and most of all for Balthazar's sake, because it's set to 26 degrees and then it starts to pull out all the hot air until it's 26 degrees again. So it's really good. We also use it as a kitchen fan. We just turn it up a bit and it will get rid of all the food smells and stuff, so the van doesn't smell of food after you cooked, which is really nice. In the kitchen we also have our gas alarm system. We have one sensor on top for the narcosis gases because it's lighter than air. It starts from the top to the bottom. And then we have one in the bottom underneath the kitchen which reacts on the cooking gases and carbon monoxide, which starts from the bottom up. It also has a built-in safety feature. It's a shunt on the main valve of our gas bottle. So if there were to be an accident or we hit something or there's a big impact, it shuts off the supply of the gas so it can't be leaking out in case there's an accident, which is also a safety precaution. The backbone of the kitchen, it's IKEA. We built it from some IKEA drawers, but we shortened it a bit because we wanted the corridor in front of the kitchen to be a little bit wider, so even if you're standing cooking food and stuff, you won't be in the way of each other when you're passing by. And in case Balthazar decides to go to his bed now, we can be here, both of us. It's very practical. We also have some shelves and some food storage where we keep all our coffee mugs and whatnot. A little spice rack. That's it. We're pretty happy. On the other side of the kitchen, we have the wardrobe. It's the biggest storage we have. We use it, we have all our jackets and hiking boots and all our gear in there, so we don't have to have everything lying around the bus, which is practical. We also fitted a full body mirror on the outside because we think that it makes the space a little bit more, it looks more spacious with it. And it's also nice to have when you dress. This is our sitting / sleeping area. We have a pull-out bed. Why we wanted to have a pull-out bed is this reason. Our dog needs his space, so we opted for a pull-out bed so he has his own space. He might not want to sleep in his bed all the time. Maybe he wants to switch positions or whatever because it's quite heavy. So we left it like this, and then we have the pull-out bed we can just make when we want to go to bed instead, and we have it as a sofa when we're awake. If you pull it out fully and put the cushions and everything in, it's 190 long times 140 wide. So it's pretty neat for two persons to sleep on. At least we think so. It's also very nice to have an area to sit around if we're gonna work. Very nice, instead of lying in the bed, it's nice to be able to sit and work like at a workstation, which is really important for us. We also made a foldable table. You can fold this one down when you go to bed if you don't want to have it up, but usually we have it up because then you can have the laptop on, you can watch a movie or something in the evening. It's very nice. We also have some storage here in the back. We have 2 cabins for me, 2 for Katja, and then we have 2 with random stuff that we use almost every day. We also have a big storage underneath the couch here on this side, where we keep all our bed things. So when we use it as a couch, we can just store them away there. We also have a diesel heater, which is really nice, especially when we were up north. It was super cold, it was minus 22 degrees Celsius outside, but we were just cranking it up, so we had, I think it was 20 degrees plus indoors, so it works really well. We're just not 100% sure about the positioning of it, because if it's really cold outside and you turn it up really high, it does sound quite a lot. So we were thinking of maybe moving it to the front, but we haven't decided yet. And here you can see our LCD display for our diesel heater. This is where we control it. And then next to it we have our Victron Energy for our solar panels, which we will show you next. So here you can see our solar panels. It's 2 panels, 360 watt each. It's LG Full Black, they're called. And we run them with 24 volts down to our MPPT charge controller. And here you can see our roof fan on the outside. We can close it. This version you can drive with open without risk of damaging it, which is really neat if you forget that it's open. We also have some storage boxes for our less valuable stuff, like we have our raincoats and rubber boots and stuff in here. It's good to have some extra storage. We also made a bit of a sun deck here, so we can keep bigger stuff. We've had my kayak on here, and originally we were thinking we could just have it as a deck to hang out on. It would be pretty neat. If it's nice weather outside, you can hang on the roof if you want. So let's go have a look in the trunk. So here we have the trunk. The first white box there is the main fuses, which the solar panels comes into. And then we run them via the MPPT charge controller that goes to our battery bank, which consists of 2 batteries of 250 amp hours each. So we have a total of 500 amp hours. And they in turn run the converter, which we use for 230 volts and all the sockets in the van. If we can't get solar, which we found out when we were in northern Norway, north of the Arctic Circle, in the winter the sun doesn't rise, so then you can't get solar. So we had to install a B2B charger, so it runs from the car generator and it charges our living quarter batteries while we're driving. So we get some energy in, and usually that's enough. It worked fine for us. But just as a precaution, we have a backup on that system, and it's a generator that runs on gasoline. So in absolute worst case scenario, we can't get a hold of any energy somehow, we could also fire that one up and charge the batteries or whatever we need to get electricity into. And to the left here we have space for 2 gas bottles. Now we just have one because we're going to change the other one. They're 5 kilos each, and we think it's a great system because when one runs out, you can always change it for the other one, and you know it's time to refill. So you never run out of gas unexpectedly. And it's been working really well so far, although 5 kilos lasts us a long time, so it's not like you have to change them very often. We also have a 12 volt air compressor if we have to put some more air into the tires, or if you go in sandy places you let some air out to get more grip and stuff like that. You can always refill them with that one. Also very practical if you're going on sketchy roads and far away from civilization. And we also have some tools. There's some tools missing because we're working on the bus now, but we usually have way more tools than this just to get us out of sticky situations, or if something breaks, or you never know what happens on the road. And that's more or less the trunk.
So that was it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and here's a little tip for those of you who are thinking of going to Sweden or Scandinavia.
If you need free water, you can just visit a gas station, because if you ask in the counter, they will give you a key and you can refill your tanks or bottles. Also, most of the big stations have shower facilities that you could use for free.
You can always find us on our YouTube channel and Instagram called Balthazar. Check out the links in the description below.
I hope you enjoyed that content. If you hadn't noticed, we do have an ebook that we sell, and the link is just in the description. It contains 160 pages crammed full of practical advice, walkthrough information, electronic schematics and part lists, which will make your job a lot easier for doing a van conversion, and it will save you time and money. Also, we've created special videos for the ebook which enable you to see walkthroughs for how to do loads of things in a van conversion. So that's for water systems, for your electrics, for how to do simple woodwork joints that anyone can do. And I really believe that anyone, regardless of their experience, can make a half decent van conversion. Thanks for watching. We really appreciate you watching our content, and we put a lot of effort to make it interesting, informative, and find those cool projects to feature on our channel. Consider subscribing, leave a comment, and we'll see you next week.